Hello and welcome to another edition of Kaleidoscope on Channels Television. Many thanks for joining us on the program. I'm Anne Nwawadu. On Kaleidoscope today, we speak with the President and CEO of FAMBA Automotive Group, United States of America, Faith Mba, on the organization's corporate social responsibility efforts and the strides it is making in the automobile industry. Once again, welcome to Kaleidoscope. FAMBA Automotive Group is made up of Faith's Ford Westminster and Faith's Toyota. Located in Westminster, Vermont in the United States of America, the company specializes in retail sales of brand new Toyota and Ford vehicles and used ones with a full service facility. Let's find out more about his organization. Faith Toyota and Ford franchise dealership Westminster in Vermont, United States is a unique car dealership shop and a legacy investment in the automobile industry in the United States of America. It began with the acquisition of Ford Motor Company dealership in New Hampshire before acquiring the Toyota Ford showroom in Westminster, with a 40,000 square foot facility to house various departments of the business. FAMBA Automotive Group offers customers a variety of services from 3 stores located in the southeast Vermont area, where car shoppers find top models from Toyota and Ford brands. This includes many 4-wheel drives and all-wheel drive models that deliver the added traction needed to get through the winter slush and snow, including cars, trucks, and crossovers like the Toyota RAV4, Tundra and Corolla, the Ford Fusion, Ranger, Mustang, and much more. The company has a full automotive service center which takes care of all automotive service needs. It also has a full-service finance department with experts that help structure customers' financing on auto loans, creating a comfortable monthly payment plan for them. Faith's Auto is also home to service departments that can take care of all vehicles from the brands, including routine maintenance needs for Toyota and Ford owners in the Westminster area. The company has a parts department well stocked with OEM parts and components of its brands. With a drive to make a difference in the automobile industry, the FAMBA Automotive Group is determined to continue its service to humanity as it continues its business in the United States of America and other parts of the world. I had a chat with the President and CEO of FAMBA Automotive Group, Faith Mba, and we talked about the operations of his company, his CSR initiatives in and outside Nigeria, and the difference he hopes to make with his business. So with just 1,500 Toyota and Lexus dealerships in the United States of America, 30 of these are owned by African Americans, but you are the first Nigerian to own one. I mean, how does this even make you feel?
Well, first of all, I want to thank God for everything and the opportunity that he blessed me with, and that cannot go unnoticed. It makes me feel great. Actually, we're going to find out that I'm the first in West Africa, actually, and also first in Africa. We have not seen anybody from the whole African continent that owns a franchise Toyota dealership. And I think there's none also another Ford franchise. So I feel blessed and I feel thankful for everything that we have accomplished. Of course, it was a long road to get to this point.
So talking about the challenges, I can imagine what you must have faced on your journey in the automotive industry through the years, especially when we consider your humble background or even dealing with racism, which still exist. I mean, whether we talk about it or not, share with us what the journey has been like for you.
Well, at the beginning, it's always a high mountain to climb when you join an industry that is highly dominated by Americans, a lot of white folks. So Uh, at the beginning, it was difficult. People look at you that you are not going to be able to get that. People look at you that you don't even qualify enough to get that. So the perseverance was there to agree with the journey. I remember started as a salesperson, junior staff in the company, and some people did not want to do business with me, and the reason being because of your car. They felt that you are not the person they're going to buy from. You're not the person they're going to interact with their family. You're not the person they're going to interact with their children. And it hurts. But one thing happened. So I continued to do the same thing, whether I was accepted or not. I did not want the acceptance issue to define my success. So I put it on the side and continue to look for those people that really want to do business with us. So as time goes, we find that we are getting more people. I personally was getting more customers than the rest of the guys because you work 10 times harder than them. You do more, you do a lot more better delivery. You do a lot more better work for their customers and make sure they are taken care of. So the loyalty now comes back because you take care of them. They want to take care of you. I started doing very, 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 very well as a junior staff, then got promoted to become a sales manager at that time, and also the finance manager, and the rest was history. So the racism in America, especially those that live here that not in auto industry, they're doing other things, you cannot let that bring you down. It will continue. It's not going to change. Whether people felt that they're not going to say it so that people don't look at them as somebody that has a biased mind, it is still there. From school, hospitals, name it. You're going to fix it, but do not let that bring you down. That is part of my success. Do not let racism, discrimination, or bigotry be the person that defines who you are, because it's not who we are. We work hard. We want to take care of our family. And of course, American people will say the American dream. Yes, you want to get your own piece of the dream if you live here.
So with your experience over the years in the automobile industry, how would you compare the sector right here in Nigeria with the United States or even in other parts of the world where you have been in?
So I've noticed, especially in Nigeria, I noticed that the credit issue is a big problem. You see, buying an automobile, you shouldn't empty your bank account. You shouldn't be in a position where all your wages will go and you forget about paying your rent, or you forget about all that responsibility that you may have because you want to buy a car. I think that's the biggest challenge in Nigeria. In America, it's a little bit more different because people can come in with just their name and their credit worthiness. If they have a job, they sign signature, they take out a loan, and they will pay for it for 5 years. They can pay for it for 6 years, or they can lease it and bring it back in 3 years. So it helps people to get the mobility they need. Now in Nigeria, per se, if the banking industry can help consumers loan them money in a very reasonable low rate, create a leasing program where people can come in, go to their own private dealer or the place they can get their vehicle, we're able to come in and pay instrumentally every month and lease it for 3 years or lease it for 5 years and be able to own the car in 5 or 6 years. That will help them a lot more. You cannot charge somebody 20, 30%. They cannot pay that thing back. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's buying an automobile or in a home. So they have to go back, do a better leasing system, do a better loan system, so that we can help an average Nigerian. Anybody that has a job, a full-time job in Nigeria, or anybody that has a business that is registered, that's making good money every month, should be able to buy a car and pay, less than 50,000 naira a month for their monthly dues to own a car. And as long as they make their payments, they should be able to keep these vehicles. I think that's one thing that Nigeria can do better to help the community, to help the people, the citizens of Nigeria, to own a decent vehicle. That's the big difference. I've been able to sell a lot of cars, a lot of used vehicles to people in Nigeria. And I find that these people have to pay cash up front, whether they borrow money from their friends or family or their job, but they pay us up front. The people we sell to in America they don't have to do that if they don't need to. A lot of people do pay cash in America. A lot of people do, write a check for them because they don't want to take a loan. That is fine. I am talking to an average person, an average individual in Nigeria that has a steady income, a stable job, should be able to own a car with no problem.
Now, talking about people now, as a responsible organization, you must be putting some efforts into giving back to society. So let's know some of those things that you have done in that regard.
Well, owning a business, the first thing is the community outreach. It's very, very important because your customers are your communities. I have over 150 employees, over 150 employees here now that work for me, and they all live locally. Very few people travel over 20, 30 minutes commute to come to work. So what we have done is to make sure that we help the community. And one of the things that we have done, I love education. I'm a big fan of education. So the schools, we've sponsored them. Recently, we've sponsored one of the high schools to travel to Europe. I think they went there for the exchange program for a month. So we spent money doing that. We did also a lot of local league, whereby the school kids will play sports, and we sponsor that. And that's like a yearly thing that we do. And the other schools here that help undeserved kids from communities that doesn't have a lot of money, we also make our yearly contribution to that school. Now in Nigeria, where I come from, my home country, I am also building a 6-block classroom that we're doing. Hopefully we'll finish that very soon, as I've just got approval right before we came on up from the state government to go ahead and be able to take care of these children. So education is very important, and we're trying to sponsor them. We're trying to help them out, because the kids that you see today, they're the leaders of tomorrow. They are the business owners of tomorrow. They are the athletes of tomorrow. They are the movie stars of tomorrow. We have to help them to create their future for them. My goal is to help people around me to be better, help people around me to do better. So the community outreach is very, very important. We also have a food drive that we do every year. I think our next one is coming up next month. So we will be able to feed about 200 to 300 people, give them a canned goods, non-perishable goods per se. And the people in the community will come in, they will do a drive-through. It's a big fun event, and we'll try to do that every year. It costs us a lot of money, but we know that we're helping someone out there that may not be able to put food on the table.
All right. So there are several businesses like yours. What are you bringing to the table, especially for customers in your home country and in other parts of the world?
So what I'm trying to do to make sure that we reach out to a lot of customers that are out there, especially those in Nigeria, I want to be able to help them to make it easier for them to buy cars. I find that a lot of people that doesn't want to buy really new because of the cost of it. My goal is to have these people buy directly from us. Buy directly from the dealership, and it's very easy. All you need to do is to pick up your car, whatever that you want. We'll be able to get it done. Arrange with your local clearing agent. We have the shipping companies here that we use. Arrange with your local clearing agent. They will clear your vehicle and you own your car. You don't have to spend much money. Please, knowing that what you are buying has not been, it's not a damaged vehicle. It's not a salvage vehicle. There's so many things out there that I know that people buy, and it's totally unsafe vehicle, but they make it look as if that it's safe, but why it's not. So my goal is to take out the middleman. People in Nigeria should be able to buy a vehicle directly from here, get it shipped with no problem.
All right, so let's go personal now. I mean, from hawking female clothing on the streets of Nigeria to becoming one of the few Black men in the United States of America to own such a huge facility, what would you say has been your driving force through the years?
Well, that was my humble beginning. Growing up, going to school, my mother, I think the elementary school at that time was around the corner from the local market, and I was young man, and I would do my homework right there in the local market, and my mother would make me sell some clothing that a young teenagers today would not really want to sell, because I was selling things to even my school children will wear. So it was a little bit challenging, but I learned one thing. I didn't know I didn't know that I was getting the best education in sales. I didn't know I was getting the best training in sales. I learned that from the local market in Nigeria. Forget about my education now in America. Forget about everything that I've done. I say this to everybody along my business in Africa and Nigeria, in the Igbo land. That's where I learned my business. It was a very good training, because one thing that my mother told me that time was, your customers come first. You have to take care of them. This is how you're going to earn your living. Of course, I did not agree. I did not want to sell local things. Today, I try to bring those things back, because it doesn't matter what it is, whatever you do in life that involves sales, you do take care of your customers. Your customers come first. You want to make sure they are taken care of. So that humble beginning is going with me, and I'm sure I'm going to take it for the rest of my life. And I also want to make sure that my son understands that.
So what advice do you have for entrepreneurs in Nigeria, especially in the climate we have found ourselves at the moment, talking about the unemployment rate in the country?
The advice I will give a young entrepreneur in Nigeria is to persevere. The unemployment rate in Nigeria is growing and growing. I know the dollar and everything is going higher, and it makes it a lot more difficult for people that buy goods overseas to be able to buy something, and things are getting a lot more tougher. The best thing that you're gonna do is to persevere, to be consistent in what you do, and just don't jump the ship America was. Don't do it. Don't just jump from one business to another because you want to find the one that is easier. There's nothing that is easier. And if you are going to own a business, don't think that, Nigeria will say you are the organ. Don't think that you are the organ now, that you are not going to go to work and you have to have people do the work. No. All the time that you think that you're going to work less hours, well, that's not true either. You're going to work more hours. You're going to not have the time. You're going to miss your children rehearsal. You're going to miss some things that are important. You may miss people's wedding. You may miss people's funeral. That's going to happen. But you know what's going to happen down the road? When you become successful, you will not remember those things that you made. So you have to make sure that you work hard. You have to be persistent. Do not let anything bring you down. Try to be innovative and be able to grow your business.
Going forward, what plans do you have for the less privileged in the society?
My plans for the less privileged one in the society, I think, is going to be more for people in Nigeria. The less privileged one, my goal is after the school is done, there's elementary school, I want to make sure that we pick about 5 to 10 children that want to go to high school or secondary school. And we want to be able to pay for their tuition until they finish secondary school. And when those finish the secondary school, we want also pick up maybe another 5 to 10 children that's going to university and be able to take care of everything they will need at university, just based on their performance. That is what I want to do. Then another thing is, if they're going to be able to do business, because I know not everybody will spend time at the university now, but if they're going to go and do anything other than the education, we want to be able to help these people and create a path for them. Going to a technical school helps people a lot. I want to be able to make sure that we create a room for them to be able to take care of these ones for the education. And I do believe that the more we can do that, we will be able to create a better future for a lot of people. And also the local women that is in the market, we want to be able to get them some, sponsorship and be able to create that room for them to grow and give them money. That's what I want to do. That's what I will say that will be my legacy, is to create a better future for people around us.
So let's talk about your legacy from the business angle. What are you hoping to see in the future for FAMBA Automotive Group?
The future of FAMBA Automotive Group is to have multiple companies, which we do now, but I want to add more businesses in our portfolio. That is what that's what I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to do. And in the next 5 years, I think we'll be able to achieve that. So FAMBA Automotive Company is a very good, big company. We've helped a lot of people. We've helped a lot of, I would say, a lot of empowerment by paying our employees very well. Most of our employees, when they came here, they don't have a whole lot. And I see a lot of, almost all of our employees own homes and have their own cars and live a very, very comfortable life. That is my legacy. That is what I want to do. So for the company, the growth is always an important thing, because without a company growing, you're not going to be able to achieve all the goals that you want to achieve. So for my company, the growth is a big thing, and help the people that make you grow also. You make sure that you sponsor them, you make sure they're well taken care of, you make sure they're well paid, and we'll continue to do that. I think it was just last week that we had one of our employees' daughter, where she lived, the house burned down. And I saw the donation among all the employees were going around and picking up some, because the daughter was pregnant. So that will be his first grandchild. So all our employees rallied together, bought things for this young lady that doesn't work here, just because the dad works here. And bought things for her, did everything, gave myself, I gave the man some money to help the daughter to do something. The man told me, Faith, I have goosebumps. I've never been in an environment where everybody takes care of each other. So that is the kind of company that we have, and that is a company that I will continue to grow as the person that's president of the company. So the growth is very important. The future of FAMBA Automotive is huge, and will continue to expand.
Well, at the end of the day, it's not about what you have done or accomplished. It's about who you have lifted up and what you have given back. So we encourage more organizations to continue to do more for the society. But this is where we draw the curtains on this edition of Kaleidoscope for today. Please watch past editions of the program. Go to youtube.com/channelsweb, click on playlist, and then scroll to Kaleidoscope. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Anne Nwaodo. I'll see you soon. Stay safe.